Now, one thing to consider is whether you are going to be going wired or wireless. Some applications lend themselves to wireless, others frankly don't. I mean, there's little to be gained by using wireless mics on a drum kit that doesn't move, doesn't go anywhere. Just plug up some wired microphones and run the cables and you're good to go. But it's another thing with a vocalist who's running all over the stage. Great thing for a wireless system. Wireless systems are somewhat expensive, so you probably don't want to invest in more than you need. And a system consists of a transmitter and a receiver. Normally, a microphone is connected to your snake that goes out to your mixer position here. A wireless mic transmits through the air and is picked up by the receiver, which then is in turn connected through to your mixer. As you want the distance between your transmitter and receiver to be as short as possible, I would normally like to have all my receivers out there on stage. So to keep that line of sight, very short, you normally have a line going out of your mixer, just connect the output of your receiver on stage, and then coming up here just like that wired mic would be, and you're away. If for some reason you don't have a spare line on that snake that goes from the stage here to the mixer, you could place the receiver right here next to your mixer in the the middle of the room. The only downside here is you've increased the distance between your transmitter on stage and your receiver right here, and you might start getting some interference. By the way, the same thing goes with guitars. You can get little belt packs that allow a guitarist to move all around the stage with the receiver being right at his or her amp. This is probably less of a concern to you as it's kind of generally part of the guitarist's rig. A great use of a wireless system is for a speaker's head worn, or either the head worn or the lavalier mic. That way, a speaker, I mean the person who speaks, not a speaker, right? That person speaks and wanders around the stage unencumbered by anything. You see this in church all the time with a pastor preaching a sermon while just wandering all around the stage. Now, I keep mentioning that we'll get into mic selection and placement, as well as all the attributes of a microphone, like things like pickup pattern, controlling feedback, and all that good stuff, in the next section called Setting Up the Stage. But for now, if you need any further articles and also the buying guide, visit the following link. So I guess that's a quick rundown of all the tools of the trade in a sound system. We have inputs, either microphones or instruments going into a mixer through a snake or other cabling method. Then that mixer sending out a mixed signal into the main speakers through amps and processors for the audience to hear, and also back to the stage for the musicians to hear. You can also tweak and sweeten the sound via some effects on board right here. That's kind of the nickel tour of everything that's going on. Let's take a practical hands-on view in the next section.